Let's be honest. There are moments with a woman that seem insignificant on the surface, yet something irreversible has quietly taken place. No spectacle. No confession, no dramatic shift anyone else would notice. Just a subtle opening, and even before your mind catches up, your body knows it mattered. That's because when a woman allows certain boundaries to soften, it's never about the physical moment itself. It's about a decision she's already made internally. Most men miss this entirely. They assume attraction is proven through words, compliments, or bold actions. But that's not how female psychology operates. A woman decides emotionally first, subconsciously second, and physically last. By the time her body relaxes around you, her mind has already assessed everything. She has already answered 2 questions. Is this man safe? And is this man valuable? Here's what most men were never taught. Touch is not the beginning of attraction. It is the confirmation of it. A woman does not accidentally allow access to her personal space. Her nervous system is far too precise. When she lets you close without flinching, pulling away, or creating distance, resistance has already dissolved. This has nothing to do with aggression or pushing boundaries. In fact, the men who try to force moments are usually the ones who fail. Women are biologically wired to protect themselves. Every part of her is reading your intent, your confidence, and your self. The man who succeeds is the one who doesn't rush because he doesn't need to. Understand this clearly. A woman's body responds to certainty. When you are calm, grounded, and self-contained, her body mirrors that state. Her shoulders soften. Her breathing slows. Her space opens. This isn't movie-style seduction. It's biology. Her brain is asking a single question: can I relax here? When the answer is yes, everything else follows naturally. Many men believe they failed because nothing happened. But the real loss occurs much earlier, when insecurity leaks through, when overthinking replaces presence, when validation is sought instead of offered through steadiness. Women don't reward effort. They respond to emotional leadership. If she feels she has to guide you, reassure you, or manage your reactions, attraction quietly fades. When a woman allows closeness, she's trusting your emotional frame. She's trusting that you won't misuse access, won't become needy, and won't change the moment you feel accepted. This is why some men get one chance and never another. They reveal themselves the moment they think they've won. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The real victory isn't physical. It's the moment she feels safe enough to stop protecting herself. That's when her guard truly drops. And once that happens, you're no longer competing. You exist in a category of your own. So ask yourself honestly, do women tense up around you, or do they soften? Because the body never lies. When you learn to read that language, you realize something powerful. By the time permission appears externally, the decision was already made internally. Attraction doesn't grow from desire alone. It grows from emotional contrast. A woman is constantly comparing how she feels around you versus how she feels everywhere else. When she's with you, does stress fade or intensify? That difference matters more than most men realize. Here's the secret hiding in plain sight. Women don't open themselves to men who want them. They open themselves to men who make them feel understood without being consumed. Desire feels heavy. Presence feels light. And women instinctively move toward what feels lighter. When she allows closeness, it means your presence lowered her defenses instead of triggering them. Her nervous system decided you weren't a threat to her autonomy, emotions, or freedom. Date, cerrare. Most men unknowingly activate a woman's self-protection by wanting too much, too fast, too loudly. A woman can sense a man's hunger long before he speaks. It shows in how eagerly he leans in, how his tone shifts, how his behavior changes the moment he detects interest. Hunger creates pressure, and pressure kills attraction. The men who succeed understand restraint not as a tactic, but as a natural byproduct of inner stability. They don't need to prove anything. That solidity is what her body responds to. When she knows you won't emotionally collapse, if she pulls back, she relaxes. When she senses you won't chase validation, she feels safe stepping closer. This is why women often open emotionally before anything physical happens. She's testing the environment, watching how you handle vulnerability, seeing whether you listen without trying to fix. If you remain grounded when she shares something real, attraction deepens quietly. Those moments matter more than any bold move. Where many men sabotage themselves is right here. The instant they sense acceptance, they accelerate. They talk more, touch more, push forward. And the calm she felt turns into alertness, not because you were wrong, but because you were early. Female psychology is built on pacing. Match a rhythm and trust grows. Control it, and it disappears. She isn't testing your boldness, she's testing your self-regulation. Can you handle closeness without losing yourself? Can you remain the same man whether she leans in or pulls away? If you can, attraction stabilizes instead of spiking and crashing. Winning with women isn't about escalation, it's about consistency, being the same grounded presence in silence as in conversation. That consistency creates safety, and safety is the doorway most men never learn to walk through. There's a moment many men overlook because it doesn't look impressive. No gesture, no signal. Just a subtle shift. Her posture opens, her movements slow. Her reactions soften. This is when her guard isn't just lowered, it's resting. Women don't give access to men who feel exciting but unstable. They give access to men who feel predictably calm, not boring, not passive, but steady like a structure that doesn't shake in a storm. Intensity without stability creates anxiety. Stability creates surrender. This is why average men sometimes generate deeper attraction than men with looks, status, or flash. It's not about what you have. It's about what you radiate. Your emotional baseline becomes the environment she steps into. If it feels safe, she stays. If it feels unpredictable, she keeps distance. Outcome-focused men create tension. When she senses you're measuring interactions or waiting for a payoff, her body tightens. But when you're grounded in the moment, her body mirrors that ease. When she allows physical closeness, it isn't desire alone, it's trust. Trust that you'll respect pacing. Trust that you won't turn a shared moment into a demand. And here's the paradox. The less you need the moment to mean something, the more it does. When you're emotionally complete, she doesn't feel responsible for your happiness. That freedom is powerful. Women carry emotional labor constantly. When you manage your own emotions, attraction deepens. Many men talk themselves out of success by analyzing instead of experiencing. Attraction doesn't grow through interpretation. It grows through presence. When you allow moments to unfold without forcing meaning, her body responds naturally. You don't win by doing more. You win by being less reactive, less needy, less performative, and more steady, more present, more emotionally contained. If you want to know whether you're winning, don't look for obvious signs. Look for comforts. The absence of resistance. When resistance disappears, attraction is already rooted. There is a quiet test every woman runs. It's not about charm or looks. It's about what happens to you when closeness appears. Do you remain centered or do you shift? Closeness isn't the finish line. It's the checkpoint. It reveals emotional discipline. When a man changes the moment he feels progress, her body withdraws instantly. Women are highly sensitive to they don't surrender to performances. They surrender to authenticity. The most attractive men don't rush. They don't grip tighter when something feels good. They allow space without panic. That communicates abundance of inner stability. Often, attraction is strongest right before a man ruins it because it is, when he becomes attached instead of present. Emotional leadership means staying grounded, regardless of her reactions. When she feels free, she moves closer on her own. Restraint isn't weakness. It's power under control. Women don't open to men who take, they open to men who receive without grasping. Connection isn't secured by force, it's sustained by consistency. When you remain the same, men regardless of outcome, trust forms naturally. What separates men who almost had her from men who truly do is subtle. It's presence, timing, and emotional gravity. When she allows intimate proximity, it's because her body already answered the questions. Trust came first. Permission is the symptom of attraction, not the cause. By the time she allows closeness, she has already chosen you silently, repeatedly. Your task isn't to push or prove, it's to remain steady in the space she's offered. That stillness is magnetic. That calm is rare. Most men panic when closeness arrives. The men who win pause, breathe, and honor the moment. Their restraint signals trustworthiness with both intimacy and independence. Women don't respond to tricks. They respond to emotional intelligence, calm authority, and a man who doesn't collapse when closeness appears. When you embody that, attraction becomes effortless. The physical is only a reflection of what already happened emotionally. Your real victory is the environment you created, one where she felt safe enough to open. So, ask yourself honestly, when closeness appears, do you stay grounded or do you try to control the outcome? That answer determines whether you remain in her orbit or fade into the background. The men who win don't chase permission. They create safety. And when they do, permission is given freely again and again because trust is already there.